Hey, vinyl community! It's been about a week, hasn't it? I have a lot to show you today. I actually have too much to show you. I'm trying to figure out quickly. I only have a short block of time to record this, and I'm trying to figure out on the fly here what I'm going to show you. I actually have a new guitar that I wanted to show everyone, but I don't think I'll have time for that. Maybe next video. I got a really nice Telecaster, but maybe next video. Anyways, cheers, everyone. All right. Like the last couple of videos, it's a bit of a mixed bag for what I'm going to show you. So I'm just looking at this. It's been a really good last week since my last video, and that ain't a load of bullshit. That's not clickbait. You're gonna love what I have to show you today. Really quickly, I know you all love the vinyl. I'm gonna blow through some non-vinyl things. You can skip now, but I know there's people out there who collect some of these other things and who do like when I do show them. So let's get right to it. By the way, I hope you all had a good week so far. It's my first week back to work. As you can tell by how many videos I posted last week, or two, or three, I think. Anyways, that's a lot for me. Yeah, I'm back to work. I mean, I guess I gotta make some money to pay for this stuff. Anyways, 8-track, just 2 8-tracks. So for those of you who collect 8-tracks who actually play them, like Billy Hurst, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, really nice clean copy of Rumors. I think I now have Rumors in every format, so I'll probably keep that one. And a copy of Abraxas by Santana, really nice copy too, really clean. I was really happy to get those two. All right, I had a cassette haul. Some of you like when I show cassettes. I'm gonna blow through this. I might censor myself here just to kind of keep the flow going and get to the vinyl. Copy of Winger, first album. Bruce Springsteen's The River. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. Alice Cooper, Greatest Hits. Interesting Beatles cassette, as it's a mono cassette. I'm not into that mono stereo thing, like I've said before. But as far as cassettes go, it seems to go for a few bucks on Discogs. So it's kind of an odd little find here. It's the Beatles for sale, but it's the mono, remastered mono version on cassette. Interesting. Buddy Holly Lives. This is the cassette I refer to quite frequently as one of those things that was kind of really influential growing up. And I'll talk more about this in a future video, just to speed things along here. But Buddy Holly Lives. I'll talk more about that cassette in a later video. Warrant, Cherry Pie. Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. Nice. I love when I find Maiden cassettes and they actually play. Original cassette copy of Led Zeppelin 2. Rolling Stones, Beggar's Banquet. That's a remastered copy on cassette. White Lion, Main Attraction. Most of these are going to be of the metal. White Lion, Pride. Warren's first album, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinkin' Rich. Vixen's second album, very underrated. If you're into that glam hair metal thing, their second album was criminally ignored. Let's see here. I am trying to censor myself here to speed this along here. Wasp, The Headless Children. Def Leppard, Hysteria. I might have showed this previously in another video, a different copy of this video, a different copy of this cassette. I do buy them because people always want a copy of Def Leppard, Hysteria. I think I said that last video, and I found another one. But because it was such a long album, the tape was extra long. And I'm not sure if it was thinner tape or what the deal was, but it's very rare, at least I find anyways, to find a cassette copy that's not stretched all to hell. And the intro to the cassette's all wobbly, if you know what I mean. If you're old and you remember cassettes and all the little fun things that go along with that. CCR Chronicles. I'm not sure if some of these I showed last video. If I did, sorry. I'm sure a lot of you probably skipped by that part. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, ZZ Top's Greatest Hits. And Beastie Boys, License to Ill. Alright, cassettes. Alright, let's get to the vinyl. Before I start the vinyl, I try not to leave price stickers on because I think that's a bit gaudy, to be honest with you. But like I said, I think I might have said this in my vinyl tag video, I'm not sure, but when I film these videos, I do apologize if they seem rushed. I do try to make them entertaining for you at the last minute, but I just, literally these blocks of time come up very much at the last minute, and I have to take advantage of them. So there's going to be some price stickers left. Some of these aren't bagged, but like I always say, we're all friends. Forgive me. I only got one new arrival, and most of these are going to be thrift store finds, and one was an online ad that was a bit of a dubious kind of thing at best, but I'll get to that. All right. I wish I had time to show my guitar. I just love it. Yeah. See, I'm looking at it right there, and it's staring me in the eye. I want to show you my beautiful candy apple red Fender Telecaster. I can't. All right. The only new arrival I got, I've talked about this before, I'm a big Depeche Mode fan and collector. And the new album, it's okay. And usually when their singles come out, I quickly jump on them and I pre-order them. But the singles lately in Canada have been about 30 bucks or more, and I'm not paying 30 bucks for a 12-inch single. So I've been waiting for the price to drop. So I got the second and third singles off their new album called Spirit. I got one in the mail, one's going to come next week. But I got a copy of their single for Going Backwards. Double. See, I don't get this, man. It's like 30 bucks for a 12-inch single. It's a double 12-inch. Which is okay. That did happen back in the day when they released these singles for DJ use. But 180 gram DJ vinyl, maybe just regular weight, and you know you charge a decent price, Sony. Just saying. All right, that was the only new arrival. I'm trying to. Unfortunately, I don't know if I put these in order, so they might jump back from thrift store finds to this online ad I ordered, I didn't order an online ad. See, this is going to be really fucked up today. It's just, yeah. So anyways, as I come along, all these online ad things, I might park them because it's kind of it's a bit of a weird story. Anyways, if you follow me or we're on the same vinyl community forum on Facebook called the YouTube Vinyl Community, I did post a lot of these as I found them. So I know a lot of people have been asking me to film going out and finding these things. I have. If you look back on my videos, I have done that. But it's just awkward filming in a thrift store. But I have done that. You can go back and look if that's a video you want to see. But I did post a lot of these albums I found at the time. So you may have seen these already. But a lot of you have not. Guns N' Roses. Lies. I went to a thrift store. When I have time, I kind of just, you know, me and my wife take a drive, and we go kind of outside of our city, where there are thrift stores, you know, all the outskirts of our city. And I found a copy, an original copy with the original insert, obviously the uncensored version. What does that say? $2. Guns N' Roses Lies. Like I said, complete, really nice copy of. I already have it. I don't know if that's an upgrade or not. Deep Purple in Rock. That was yesterday's haul, from yesterday's haul. Deep Purple in Rock. This is an original Canadian pressing with that really odd flip-in sleeve. It's kind of like origami to kind of unfold it and get the album out. You guys know what I mean. Deep Purple in Rock. Yet another copy. But I always know people who want a copy of this, so I pick them up when I see them for $1.50. Oh yeah, by the way, some of the prices have increased. I shouldn't be bitching. So a lot of these were $1.50, $2. But Eagles Hotel California. Well, that one was $2. Sorry. I do think that's gaudy, by the way, when I do that, and that's not on purpose. So I'm Canadian, and we apologize a lot, but that's, anyways. Eagles Hotel California with the original poster inside. One I just picked up because it was there, and I know their work with Eric Clapton, but Delaney and Bonnie, D and B together, a Columbia 2i pressing. Picked it up because it seems to, you know, like I always say, Discogs is not the Bible by any means, but I think Billy Hurst or someone else, that's twice Billy Hurst, I mentioned your name. Might have been someone else mentioned that and I do agree with them that it's not the Bible. It's a good resource when you're on the fly, but looking for how many people actually want this album is a good indication. if it's something I could use for trade bait or something. A few people seem to want this album. An original Columbia 2i pressing of D&B Together by Delaney and Bonnie. I did pick this up. This was the same haul as the Guns N' Roses. That was an odd haul. Guns N' Roses and this artist. I'm not sure why her albums are a bit scarce in my parts. Maybe they're scarce everywhere. I have not bothered to look because I'm not a fan of this person. But I picked up a copy of Enya. I don't even know what it's called. It's their first album. First solo album, anyways, I believe. I could be wrong. But I always know people who are looking for this album, and I don't see it very often. But that was part of that haul with the Guns N' Roses. This one I just picked up because it's old, and I know people who collect Frank Sinatra, and I've never seen it. Well, I mean, maybe because I don't really look for it, but I've never seen a 10-inch from Frank Sinatra, and I believe this is 1954. I could be wrong. I did look it up. It doesn't say on the album, but it's a copy of Frank Sinatra and Doris Day, Young at Hearts. And that was just, it was just an odd, it's a curiosity thing. I always know people who are looking for this kind of stuff, but an old night, I said that, I think it's 1954 of Frank Sinatra and Doris Day, Young at Hearts. I think it's songs from a movie they did, actually. Songs selected from the motion picture, yeah. There you go. Just an interesting little thing. This was part of that Guns N' Roses haul. This is all coming to my mind now. Focus 3. I love Focus. This is their by Focus 3. I'm assuming it's their third album. I really do like these guys, but I don't know. I can't tell you that I have their discography memorized. I assume it's their third album, but you never know with these numbering systems. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Focus. I've talked about Focus 2 videos ago, and their guitar player Jan Ackerman is one of the most amazing guitar players ever to pick up a guitar, and probably the most underrated. I don't know why there's stickers on it. Maybe it's from the original store that sold it, but it's out of print. Yeah, I would say so for a 1973 album. Focus 3. I've never had this album on vinyl, and it's embarrassing to say that I've never heard this album from beginning to end, although through the time I've heard selected all the tracks off it, but kind of not in context of it as a full album. But look at this. I found a copy of John Lennon, Imagine. See, this is going to get good now. It's a, some people want me to tell you what pressing this is. It's a mid-70s orange label Capitol. Apart from that, I don't know much about John Lennon's solo albums and their pressings. I'm more of a McCartney guy, I'll be honest with you. I do like John Lennon, but like I said, I'm more of a McCartney guy where I could probably give you more info on his solo albums in detail. But I got a copy of Imagine. Anyways, let's just go by that one. All right. I'm going to get to this online ad. Some of you locally might have seen this ad, and I'm not sure if some of you locally jumped on this ad. I don't know if the ad's up anymore. It was just up and down, posted and taken down, I think, rather quickly. It was a guy, and I just happened to log on to this online thing. I just happened to catch the ad 15 minutes after it was posted. And he said he was selling his parents' records. And then as I talked to him, I sent him back and forth a lot of text messages. The story kind of shifted a bit. So, but I don't care because I got the albums I wanted from his list for the price I wanted. And he was telling me he was besieged with phone calls and texts because he had a lot of Beatles. I have Beatles coming out of the yin yang. You guys have seen how many Beatles albums I find. But there was a lot of other albums that people weren't focusing on in this ad, and that was the stuff I wanted. And yeah, this is gonna blow your mind. Anyways, really quickly, he didn't really know much about vinyl. So like I said, it was kind of weird. I went and met this guy, and just things didn't add up. But I didn't care. Like, I don't know if he stole these out. I don't know. Who knows where he gets these albums from? I don't know. He could have traded meth for it. I don't know. And I honestly, I really shouldn't care. But it was just a very odd encounter. But he wanted a way too high price. I think he was just arbitrarily guessing at a price. And I don't argue with online ad prices, but I did say, listen, I will give you this much for these albums. And he said, yeah, okay, sure. So, which was maybe a quarter of what he told me originally. So anyway, so let me get it all together here. All right. And then after this pile is another amazing thrift store haul. It just gets better. What do we got here? Okay. I don't know where to start with this one. He had a lot of British blues. I knocked over my cassettes if you heard that. He had a lot of British blues albums and original pressings, either Canadian or UK. And thank God in these online ads, when people put Beatles, people just, and I had no problem getting these albums. I don't think anyone just even blinked an eye at these. This is an original UK copy, and I've been looking for this album. Not that it's the greatest album, but I'm a massive Peter Green fan. And I have been ever since I heard the song Oh Well when I was a kid. But I've never seen a copy, and I got this album for really, like, relatively speaking, if you break it down to what I paid for the pile, it was really next to nothing. Peter Green, The End of the Game. An original UK reprise copy. Some of these have initials on them. I think this one remained unscathed. But that was, I'm going to show you some cool stuff, but I don't know why this one was maybe my highlight. Just because the hunt, you know when, like, the chase is better than the catch? It's true in this one. I've been chasing this album, and the odd time I see it at record fairs, it's like, people want like $75 for it, and they're in really condition. This is a really nice condition copy of Peter Green, The End of the Game. That was like I said, and then now I have it, and it's now on to my next obsession, which I don't know. There's so many things I'm after that I'm obsessing about, but anyways, let's keep with the Peter Green theme. The cover is a bit dubious in this one. It's a bit water stained, but the vinyl's really nice actually. It seems to be, and I didn't even look this up, it's a yellow label Epic, which tells me it might be an original Canadian copy of the first Fleetwood Mac album. Like I said, the cover leaves a lot to be desired. But like Linda, this is for you if you're watching. I don't play the cover. So I didn't have an early pressing of this one. And this is a relatively nice copy of the vinyl, the cover. Maybe one day I'll find a copy of the cover just to replace that with. Copy of, and I don't know what country this is from. It might be Canada. I'm trying to look in here for you. It might be European actually, or US. Actually, it's US. The original Fleetwood Mac. It's all previously unissued tracks, so it's not really a greatest hits. It was kind of, well, I guess like the cover says, unissued tracks from the original Fleetwood Mac with Peter Green, John McVie, and the boys. All right, a little bit of cover wear on this one, but I don't care. It's an original Polydor pressing of Cream's first album, Fresh Cream. So yeah, he had a lot of British blues. I didn't even grab it all. I think it's all gone now because the ad's down. But I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. But I got a lot of stuff that I really wanted. Cream, Fresh Cream, first album. This is, yeah, Canadian pressing on Polydor. All right, two really good ones. Okay, you ready? This is an original Canadian Capitol 6000 series, if you know by this little label. I have the first Pink Floyd album on this label. But it's the Yardbirds. I got two original Yardbird albums to show you. This is Over, Under, Sideways, and Down by the Yardbirds. And this is the one with Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page. This one has initials here. I don't care. It's staying in my collection, so I don't really, that doesn't really matter to me. But Capitol Rainbow label. That was really exciting to get that one. And this one is maybe as exciting as the Fleetwood Mac. It's an original UK pressing, mono, of the Yardbirds 5 Live. And this is the one with Eric Clapton, that version of the Yardbirds. So yeah, an original UK copy. I mean, honestly, if you know your British blues or you know your kind of rock history, those are pretty exciting finds. All right, I probably should be talking more about those albums because they are pretty stellar finds, but I'm trying to ram this all into one video for you. Well, let's get to this one haul. And oh yeah, there was one more album that guy had. It's a reissue on ABC Dunhill. I'm not sure why this was out of order. Sorry, but I was actually really excited to get this one. Although it's a I'm gonna guess it's a mid-70s reissue of B.B. King live at the Regal. He didn't. A lot of these albums, he didn't tell me any information. He said I have this album by this artist, but he wouldn't provide any other information, which was kind of weird. So I was hoping this would be an original pressing, but I don't care. The music plays the same. B.B. King live at the Regal. I was really stoked to get that one as well. All right. This is one of those ones I did post on that YouTube vinyl community that I'm on. This was all just, I walked into this thrift store. I do go there sometimes, so I can't say I never go there, but I just hit it, luckily, just by pure fluke. And the lady had just put these out. So, I mean, that was one of those heart attack moments. Let's start with the lesser of all of them, although it's not really lesser. These were all $2.99, by the way, and like I said, I just haven't had time to peel the stickers off. Paul McCartney 2. Okay, here's the good stuff. Beatles, Sgt. Pepper. When I say ultra clean, it really is an ultra clean copy of Sgt. Pepper's. This is a mid-70s Capitol Purple label, which I don't have a copy of this one. In an earlier video, you might remember I got a huge haul of the Capitol Purple label Beatles albums. But I didn't have this one. And those, okay, a little tip, this is my opinion. If you see those Beatles albums like this one with the Capitol Purple label, they are really good presses. And I honestly do think they're on par. I mean, it's not as sexy to own as an original Apple, which I do have. But the pressings itself, if you're into sound quality, apart from the newer ones that come out that apparently are really nice. This is a very underrated pressing, the Capitol Purple label pressings of the Beatles albums. But Sgt. Pepper's, really nice copy of the Beatles White Album with all the inserts for like $3. And I mean, and this is that Capitol Purple label too, but all the inserts came in with this one as well. At least all the inserts are in this one. Whether I know the 4 photos did. I don't know about the poster, but anyways. Really, like, how many times do you see this album anywhere, not just thrift stores? The cover's yellowed, brown, marked up, all kinds of anything, but really nice, clean copy. I think this one's going to replace my copy because it's definitely cleaner. And this is maybe the 3rd or 4th copy in the last year I've showed you, but this has all the original kind of little inserts that came with it, which I think were just kind of, or really, just little inserts like that came with this one. The Beatles, the Blue Album, $3 as well. See, I mean, did I overhype it? I think this is like amazingly good stuff, but to find in January. And there's a few more. Okay, I'm well within my time here. An original embossed cover of Stevie Wonder's original Musicarium. If you have not seen an original copy or a copy of this at all, the fish and all the bubbles coming from the fish were embossed. Really nice. And I don't know if there were inserts with this one. But anyways, I didn't have a copy, at least I didn't have a clean copy of this one on vinyl. Stevie Wonder original Musicarium. I don't know why I picked Bob Seger up because I do like his early albums, don't get me wrong. But those early Bob Seger albums are really kick-ass. But the later ones, I just know people who always want any Bob Seger. So I did pick up a copy of Like a Rock for $1. I know. I mean, I like the song Like a Rock. It's just really overused, or was overused in commercials and things like that, movies. And it's got a copy of Bob Seger, Like a Rock. April Wine, Canada's own April Wine. I didn't have this one on vinyl, but it has it has one of my favorite April Wine songs called Enough Is Enough. And this is from '82. I noticed a lot of Americans posting albums like Trooper and April Wine, bands that we take for granted here in Canada because we see them everywhere, to the point where you kind of skip by them in thrift stores because they're everywhere. But a lot of people I notice on vinyl communities, well, it's on Facebook or on YouTube, are starting to discover these bands, and it's well worth your while. I know I was getting questions about Trooper album I showed not too long ago. But April Wine, another one of those bands that people are starting to rediscover, and I'm noticing that via these videos. Anyways, enough of my yapping. April Wine, Power Play. 2 albums. This album, I honestly picked up because who produced it. And I do like the band this guy's in, Hall & Oates, but I picked this up because of Robert Fripp from King Crimson. He produced this album, and I have not had a chance to listen to it yet. But it's called Sacred Songs by Daryl Hall. I believe this might be his first solo album. But it's produced by Robert Fripp from King Crimson. So I thought this is going to be well worth a buck spent to kind of see what's... and some people have commented that it's really, really good. So I'll play it this weekend, give it a spin. Last thing, I've just never owned a copy of this. Billy Joel Piano Man. I used to see these all the time. Like, we're talking about 10 years ago. I don't really see clean copies of this anymore. I don't know why. Maybe because the whole vinyl's back thing, people are just buying them up. But whatever the reason is, copy of Billy Joel Piano Man that I've never owned on vinyl. We got through it all. I probably was a little scant with details. I like to be a little bit more descriptive. As you all know, when my videos go into the 35-minute mark, and I'm well under that right now. So, anyways, I have a couple of videos I recorded last week that I've not uploaded. Keep an eye open for that if I decide to post those ones, but they're not vinyl related. And a lot of people commented that did I do my vinyl? I think I did my vinyl tag upstairs in my dining room. A lot of people commented they liked the natural light. It seems a little kind of insignificant, but you know, if you like the look of that video better, let me know. I have no qualms with going upstairs and having a little bit better light. I'm not sure. See, these shadows, they're not very flattering. Anyways, you know what? I just didn't know what people would think of me showing albums in my living room. It's kind of shouldn't really matter. But anyways, a lot of people did comment on that. So you know what? If you like the look of that video, I want to make videos that are easy on the eye. Maybe if I wasn't in the video, it would be easy on the eye. But looking back, I might start doing videos upstairs. Maybe outside in the summertime. Who knows? Haul my stereo outside. Now I'm just killing time. Thank you all for watching. As I always say, it really, as I always do say, but it's never, I'm never trying to be flippant by saying this. I really do appreciate it. And you know what? I wanted to keep this under 30 minutes. I got 30 seconds. I'm going to show you my guitar. One second. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have time to play it. This is my new Fender Telecaster. Anyways, I did want to show that because it's out of tune. Yeah, I got this on Sunday. I did a trade for one of my other guitars, and I was quite happy. I've always wanted a Telecaster. I don't know why. I just always... Maybe it's the Springsteen thing in me, although his guitar is a hybrid kind of guitar, but it looks like a Telecaster. Anyways, really happy. I really kind of wanted to play a little bit more twangy stuff. And it's a little bit of a lighter guitar on my back, so when I'm standing and playing, it's a little bit lighter. Anyways, now I'm just totally babbling. So if you, I hope you made it to the end of the video, because, yeah, really happy with my Telecaster. There you go. Anyways, I'm going to say goodbye. Now I'm just killing time. I'm going to start probably going back to posting Vinyl Find videos once a week, now that I'm back to work. So, as far as Vinyl Find videos, you might not see one for another week, but I do have some other things loaded. This has been David Michael. Thank you for watching, everyone. I do appreciate it. I apologize for the last 5 minutes of babbling. Some people like that. Take care, everyone.